Um,
All right. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this webinar hosted by Elpida Women Grow. And the convener is Dami Oguntade. And we are here today to talk about self-sabotage, which is a very important topic when it comes to a lot of people. A lot of people have gotten to sabotage themselves in so many ways, unable to take opportunities when opportunities come, so many reasons. And that is why we are here today, to be able to empower a lot of people, especially women, so that they can stop sabotaging themselves and be able to take on um, more opportunities and be able to stand up for themselves and do what is needed so that they can become the best version of themselves. And we are here today with our one and only amazing coach today. We have Coach Adama Loved, and she will be taking us in this session. So I'll be taking her profile in a minute, and I would like us to listen. I'm sure you will be on your toes by the time I'm done with the profile. All right. So Adama Loved, also known as Adama Nwokori, is a versatile professional in personal development, entrepreneurship, and humanitarian work. As a TEDx speaker, even event host, and personal brand consultant, she offers free and paid programs on personal development, entrepreneurship, and mental health to a global audience. She leads two businesses, Beauty, I hope I got it right, by
Beauty
Swa,
by Swa.
a makeup, hair, and fashion. I'm sure you can see the hair glowing right now, really. A makeup, hair, and fashion company and events by Swa, specializing in event planning and corporate training. Adama also founded the Cornerstone Workshop, an NGO that helps young people avoid social vices through purpose discovery. Yes, I'm always in love with that. Every time I see purpose discovery, through purpose discovery and empowerment. Additionally, she hosts the loved podcast discussing relationship and emotional issues. A Christian faith, I always love when I hear that too. A Christian faith is a cornerstone of our life, reflecting our dedication to God and humanity. So, ladies and gentlemen, please stand on your feet and put your hands together as I welcome the one and only Adama, Coach Adama Loved. You're welcome, sir. All right, let me share your slide in a bit.
Okay, I don't.
All right, can you see the slide
Okay,
now?
thank you. You know how? Okay, you know how I saved your number on my phone is Coach Dami Oguntade, and then there's the fire emoji.
Yes, 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 right.
Oh yes, I can. I think you need to put it on full view. Coach Dami with the fire.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so the slide is up now.
Okay, I can see it. No, let's go back to the first slide. We're not here yet. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much. Yes. Okay. So take it to the first introduction. Let's go to the first page. Thank you very much, Coach Shami, for having me, and to the women of Elpida Group. Thank you so much for the opportunity and privilege to be sharing this. I hope you all can hear me very well. We're sharing this wonderful, life-changing topic with you all: overcoming self-sabotage in African women. or as African women. Like Coach Dami mentioned earlier, my name is Adamalo, and I am very passionate about topics on personal development. To record from my end.
Okay, she's back now.
All right. Coach Dami, can we proceed? Oh. Okay, we are back on.
Can you see my slides?
Yes,
Can you
yes, 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 I
All right.
can. I can. Can you see me as well?
Yes, I can. Sorry about that. The network.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, it's fine. All right, so let's go to the next slide. We're going to be sharing a little story. So you know how we do it in African folktale. Say story, story. Yeah. Okay, so story, story. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful African woman called Norma. Norma is a talented Nigerian writer and she dreams of publishing her novel. But despite her passion and dedication, Norma constantly delays in submitting her work to publishers for fear of rejection and criticism. Now, with this story, I will move on to what we're here to discuss, which is self-sabotage. Can I have my next slide, please? So, what is self-sabotage? With the story of Unoma, we can see that talent is not a problem for her, passion is not a problem for her, but Unoma struggles with something, which is that inner voice, that inner critic in her head that says, you can't do this, you're not worthy, you're not qualified. So self-sabotaging is the act of doing things that hurt or hold us back, even when we know better. It is an unconscious and a conscious effort, or rather behavior and thoughts that hinder our progress, our success, our happiness. Self-sabotage is that inner critic that tells you you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not worthy enough. It is that voice in your head that makes you doubt yourself and your abilities, even when you can do these things. This voice makes you do things that hold you back, which include procrastination. So in Norma's case, you can see procrastination. Though she's passionate, though she's good at what she does, she's constantly procrastinating. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then there's negative self-talk. Norma says, what if they don't like it? What if somebody else has already gone ahead? Or what if somebody is saying the same story with me? Norma has fear of taking risk. Sabotaging relationships and opportunities. Sabotaging relationships could be, oh, Norma's friends who believe in her saying, oh, I know this very good publisher. I know this very good public speaker who can promote your brand. Norma, I think you should meet with them. And then Norma sets an appointment with them. And guess what? Norma doesn't show up. She's sabotaging the relationships and opportunities. These are ways that self-sabotage manifests itself in our life. Like I said earlier, it's an unconscious and or conscious behavior or thoughts that hinder our progress. And the truth is that these things, it's a coping mechanism, right? That stems from a deep-seated fear. It stems from deep-seated fear, deep-seated beliefs and experiences, which are mostly negative. So perhaps growing up, Norma may have grown up in a dysfunctional household where she was told by either her parents or the people around her that she wasn't good enough or that she was a blockhead or that there was nothing good about her. And then despite pushing through those experiences, pushing through those things, Norma rose to be a talented writer. But these things unconsciously are affecting her. So you see that it's a coping mechanism that is stemming from deep-seated fear, belief, negative limiting belief in this situation, and experience. Okay? So whenever you find yourself doing something that hurts, pulls you back from doing something, perhaps a question is being asked, and you know that question. You know that question very well, but how will I stand up and answer? Won't they say that I'm doing too much? Won't it look like I think I'm an oversabi? And then you put yourself away from that opportunity. You are self-sabotaging. Do I have to come again? Are you following? Can you hear me?
Yes, we are following. We are following.
Okay, so I should go ahead. All right.
Yes.
So this voice, this inner voice, this inner critic, which is a reminder of the things that you have encountered, either maybe as a student. It could even be when you were a secondary school student. I remember one experience I had. I think I was in JS2, and the teacher asked me a question, and she asked, "What is hemoglobin?" For some weird reason, I don't know if I meant to raise my hand, and I raised my hand, and I don't know what I answered, but I know I answered it wrongly. And that was the beginning of my woes in that particular class, because my classmates started calling me hemoglobin, and that name followed me for a very long time, you know. So that could be one of such situations or scenarios, and then the person says, "Oh, I'm never going to speak up in public again, even if I know it." Anything that will bring me in front of people that will make them laugh at me. And there are times you know it, and someone says you don't know it. What if you don't know it? What if you get it wrong now? They now call you name again. Really called you that time, you know. So you see yourself, you're doubting yourself constantly, you're withdrawing from opportunities that can announce you, opportunities that can change your life. You're, you're giving negative, you're having negative self-talk. Oh, I'm not good at this. Look at my big head. Perhaps that was what they called you some years back, and then you said, before anybody will insult me, let me insult myself. In your mind, it's a coping mechanism, but it's a negative coping mechanism that is limiting you. It is depriving you of your happiness, of your success, and your progress. I think we're ready to move on to
Last
the
time
next.
you said
I think we're ready to move on to the next slide, please. Next slide, please. All right. So why do African women self-sabotage? I'm using African women because I believe I'm speaking to the Elpida women. So that's why I'm narrowing it down to African women. Why do African women self-sabotage? Like I said, um, fear of failure, fear of being called a failure. Oh, what if I don't get it right? Right? Fear of failure is known. Well, how about fear of success? A lot of us are afraid of the unknown. A lot of us are afraid of change and uncertainty. A lot of us are actually afraid of achieving those goals we set for ourselves. Hey, so me, like this, I'll now be invited to New York, to speak maybe at a United Nations event. Me, because of that internalized oppression, because of that internalized stigmatization, we have so looked down on ourselves. We have so we have developed low self-esteem. We have developed self-doubt, limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs. You say things with your mouth. I am strong. I am powerful. There is nothing too hard for my mind, but you don't even believe them inside. They are just surface proclamations. You don't even believe them inside of you, because when you look at your actions, you find out that your words and your actions are not tallying. You see yourself, but you're not putting yourself out there as you should. You're not announcing yourself. You're not confident of yourself. So internalized oppression, like I said, and these things could come from trauma, historical trauma, um, um, perhaps maybe you also grew up in an environment where there was poverty, and you couldn't speak up for yourself. There was so much lack around you, so those traumas where you feel, no, it's only people that have a certain exposure, or only people who come from certain backgrounds that can make certain marks. So um like I said, internalized oppression, internalized oppression over time, fear of success. There's something that has been happening in my life, and you know, I came to realize that are you sure I'm not self-sabotaging in this situation? In my mind, I've given myself so many reasons, spiritual and physical reasons. Oh, I think God has not given me a go ahead. I'm waiting on God to hear. I don't think God wants me to do that right now. Some of those things is sometimes, I'm not saying all of it, but a lot of times it's self-sabotage, and then we on it on religion, on it on spirituality, and say God hasn't said. For us to get to a certain point, we have the bonsai mentality to just remain small. We are afraid to grow. We are afraid to expand. You know, lack of representation and role models. We may not have so many persons, so many African women who are telling the light, or society is not projecting them as much as they should. So we are probably seeing the BBL queens, the fashionistas, and all that. And then in your mind, you're like, this thing is it even attainable? Can I even do this? Will I not be seen as, overdoing, too ambitious, too confident? Let me just relax. I don't want them to call me ITK. In primary school, secondary school, others people were called ITK. I too know. But it was God that put that energy in them. It was God that put those abilities in them. But then you criticize people too much that you're not afraid of the same criticisms you used to dish out on yourself, and it's also making you to self-sabotage. So societal expectations, pressure from others, you're trying to fit in to societal standards. Oh, I think maybe I shouldn't talk too much. This kind of people, I don't want people to see me as. So you're trying to fit into societal expectations when you should stand out, when you should shine your light. Okay. Um, Cultural expectations. The culture expects you to be strong and resilient, even when you are struggling. So you find yourself doing things that are affecting your progress, affecting your success, affecting your happiness. Now, these factors that I've mentioned, self-comparison and competition, social media has not helped us. So you're going online and you're seeing a Vicky James who is doing so well at what she does. And now you're comparing your level 1 to another person's level 20. And you're saying, if not be like this, I don't want to do. If this is not how, I'm not starting. No, forgetting that these people once started from somewhere. And so because of the things you're seeing, you're having feelings of inadequacy, you're having low self-esteem, you're having a lack of confidence, and it's making it harder for you to achieve your goals and your dreams. So we have to understand these factors that cause us to self-sabotage. So self-comparison and competition. Next slide, please. Okay, so let's give contemporary examples. Number one says a successful African woman entrepreneur who is undercharging for her services. You are afraid if I put the real charge to this my service, we did buy, there's no money. Who will buy? Who will patronize my product? Who even people will never see people are struggling to eat. How will they be able to let me bring my price down so that they'll be able to patronize you? And you are attracting people that are stressing the hell out of you. A talented African artist who is delaying showcasing their work, or an African woman in academics or in the corporate world who is struggling to assert her authority because she doesn't want to be seen as too ambitious. She doesn't want to be seen as too assertive. Okay, next slide. Now, how do we break the cycle of self-sabotage? The first step is self-awareness. Once you are aware of what it is, it helps you. Remember, personal development is a journey. It's not a destination. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. You conquer the stage today. Oh yes. But when you give it a thought, when you do some reflections, you find that you are not where you used to be. It may not be a one day thing. It's not just going to be an overnight change. But you find out that, as someone said, if you make 1% change every day, at the end of the year, you would have made a 365% change in your life. So, one step at a time, being aware, first of all, this is what it is. I have been self sabotaging myself. And then you can even do some more reflections. What are the things that have caused me to self-sabotage? Were they the things that happened to me when I was a child, in growing up? Was it in my childhood? Was it in my formative years? Was it from school? Was it from my friends? Is it peer pressure? Is it from my romantic relationship? You know, self-awareness is key. Self-awareness is key, is a foundation of any successful life. So when you also recognize what self-sabotage is, you may not conquer it today, but in a situation where you self-sabotage, you tell yourself, sabotaged myself here. I am my problem. You get away from the point of blaming village people. You allow village people to breathe for a second, at least let them breathe. You don't suffocate them. You take responsibility and say, I have self-sabotaged myself. There was a time where I was applying for jobs, and whenever I see job opportunities or scholarship opportunities, I'm excited. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. Then the next thing I do, I start scrolling. I start scrolling. What am I looking for? I am looking for a reason why I do not qualify for that thing. So you see that self-sabotage is a conscious and unconscious. And the moment I see what I'm looking for, bam, I say, they said it's first class alien they're looking for. Oh, they say you have to be a certain age. But unconsciously, I was looking for it. I was giving myself reasons. And there's this law in life, whatever you are looking for, you will see. So I was always looking for reasons why I wouldn't do, I didn't qualify for those opportunities. And the moment I see it, I have, my spirit and my soul and body has collaborated, and we have come together with the reason why I do not qualify for that. The one where you qualify, you say, okay, oh, nice, I qualify. Okay, I'll do it later. You procrastinate. And then probably before you know it, the deadline has run out. So I got to a point in my life where when I see job opportunities, even if I am afraid that I will not qualify, I still apply. By the time you do that, you are breaking a circle. Unconsciously, you are doing it. You are consciously breaking that unconscious pattern or that unconscious circle or that unconscious limitation. Now, the next point is reframing from negative thoughts and beliefs. That thing that says you can't do it, say no, I will do it. In fact, the mere fact that that thought came that I cannot do it, I will try. I will push myself. I will do it. And then, of course, affirmations. Affirmations are powerful. Positive self-talk. I can achieve whatever I set my heart to do. As far as I put my heart to this thing, I will achieve it. I will come top. I will, even if I don't come top, the fact that I applied, I applaud myself. Because we also have to learn to celebrate our small wins. There was a time I was trying to go to a particular school to do some because I usually do school outreach. And this particular school, the school looked so big, and it's a military school. And for some reason I felt like the protocol to gain access, and I had limited time, would be difficult to, because some of these schools will tell you, oh, we don't need this, your service. We already have people who do that. But somebody said, no, try. The first day I got to the gate, and I don't know what happened. I didn't enter. I think I had to go back. I said, oh, fine. At least I've gotten to the gate the first time. The next day I got in, because I think there was something I was supposed to, I needed a pass or something. I got the pass. So the second time I got in, the person I wanted to see was not around. They said, come back. I said, oh, finally, I got into the building. I've conquered that fear. The next day. And then I came with my letter, and I met with an officer. And then they said, oh, come back and see Madam. I kept doing that. So it may not have happened immediately and say, oh, I got into the school and then I got the approval and then I did what I need to do. But those little steps, and applauding those little steps as I went, helped me to be able to achieve those things that looked Herculean and impossible. Building self-compassion and acceptance. Number 3, building self-compassion. Be compassionate with yourself. If they did not show you compassion or love, you should do that for yourself. You should accept yourself for the point where you are. I am not good yet, but I'm not going to give up on myself like others have. I will work on myself. I will develop myself. Okay, I am lacking a particular skill. This job requires this skill, and this skill. I don't have them. Rather than call myself a failure, I'm going to write it down and say, okay, I need to go and learn these skills so that the next time such an opportunity shows up, I will be qualified for it. So that is self-compassion and self-acceptance. I'm not saying, oh, I'm so terrible. I don't know anything. I can't be good at anything. This opportunity has passed me. That's how other opportunities are passing me. That's how everything is not working out for me. No, I will do it. I will work on myself. I will be better. Okay. I think if how many people are following? Are you following? I hope I'm not talking to myself. Please let me know if you're
No, I'm
following.
following. I'm following. We're
All right.
following.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for those who are following, please put following in the chat box. Let me see. Following, 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 following. Probably with a fire emoji. All right. So another thing you can also do is to surround yourself with and supportive people and role models, having a mentor, having supportive people around you who are saying, oh yes, you're doing good. Oh, I know you can do better. Oh no, don't relax, keep going. Oh yes, you can do it. This is not your limit. There is more to you. There is more to you. So, which I believe Elpida Women Group is one of those communities. When you feel if you're in the Elpida Women Group, you are one step ahead of that self-sabotaging whatever nonsense. Putting yourself in that community with supportive women, having a role model, having role models like you, having mentors, having accountability partners, people who are pushing you, people who are exerting positive pressure on you because they want to see you evolve to that higher self. Okay. So in being kind to yourself, I need to put this, you can learn to be kind to yourself. A lot of people don't know how to be kind to themselves. You can learn to be kind to yourself. I have a challenge called the 30 days self-love challenge. You know, those kind of opportunities or those kind of programs can help you learn how to be kind to yourself, how to be compassionate to yourself. Okay, it will make you engage in activities that make you happy and proud. And like I said with the previous slide, um, celebrate your little success, celebrate your little wins. Remember that you are worthy of achieving your dreams. Okay. And like the last point here is embracing imperfection and taking calculated risk. Embrace your imperfection. Embrace it. If you don't embrace it, if you're living in self-denial, then you won't be able to help yourself. Embrace it. This is where I am, you know. I can be quite forgetful. And because I acknowledge that I can be quite forgetful, I go ahead to put in um, mechanisms that can help me. I reach out to friends. Oh, I have this thing. Please remind me. Because I admit that I can be forgetful. It does not make me less of a person. It doesn't make me a failure. It doesn't make me a terrible person. I just acknowledge where I am at the moment. I embrace my imperfection. I have self-compassion and I accept myself. And then with that, you now take calculated risk. So next slide, please. So by acknowledging and overcoming self-sabotage, African women can unlock their full potential and achieve their dreams. We can embrace our unique strengths. Whatever you are lacking, it is in somebody else. That is why community is so important. Whatever you are lacking, whatever may seem like a weakness, someone else has it. And whatever may seem like a weakness to that person, you have it. So that you have to be able to highlight your strengths, your talents. You have to be able to acknowledge that. And then, of course, acknowledge your weaknesses. Recognizing self-sabotage, recognizing that it is present, that you have unconsciously or consciously manifested self-sabotage or sabotaged yourself in one way or the other, is the first step to overcoming it. Once you can acknowledge it, once you can admit it, I think you're 40% gone, or you're 40% good to go. So I think at this point I'll probably pause the question. Next slide, please. Yes, so I'll pause to take questions.
All right, please, if you have any questions, just put it in the chat box, or you unmute yourself and ask questions. Or if you have whatever it is you want to say, just unmute yourself and say it right away.
It could also be an example, a situation where
Yes,
you
yes.
recognize where you have, sabotaged yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
your take homes from that particular
Yeah.
situation.
Tutor Eunice, do you have anything to say? Coach Blessing, anything? When you were giving the example of the job application,
Yeah.
I could actually find myself in that particular example, really, because most of the time, and I think it happens to a lot of women actually. I've heard of
Mm,
a particular study that says that women usually wait until they have about 80% of the requirements before they apply for jobs, whereas
mm,
men, did I say 80%? 90% of the requirement before they apply for jobs, whereas men just wait till they have 50%
wow.
of the requirements and they apply. So imagine, it means that we most women have that self-sabotaging mindset because they just believe that, oh, I don't have what they want. Do you understand? We
Yeah,
refuse to understand that these people, they just put some requirements out there. They can actually see you and bypass a lot of those requirements because they see
very
that,
true.
okay, you have the values that they actually need. You can actually do the job. By the time they interview you and they find out that, okay, you have what it takes. Do you understand?
Yeah,
And we just find out that we sabotage ourselves, not even giving ourselves the chance to even go through the process. At least
true.
let them be the one to tell you that, okay, I don't want you. Do you understand?
Exactly,
Not to
exactly.
you telling yourself that, oh, I don't deserve
Don't
it. No.
qualify.
No, you don't do that. You don't do that.
Yeah,
So I think
yeah.
I've done that to myself as well. So I could really see myself in it, and I think I'll actually do better. Actually, yeah.
Mm, wow.
Thank you so
Yes,
much. Thank
yes,
you
that's
very much.
that's so true. That's so true. Thank you so much, Coach Adama. You did so much justice. In fact, the truth is that most of us women, we are mostly guilty of this self sabotage. All of the experiences and the examples you gave are real time experiences that most of us can relate to, especially me. Sometimes, okay, there was a time, I think then when we used to go for this ushering, auditioning, and all of that,
Yeah.
there was a time they were supposed to do one very big event in Edo State or in Benin City. So they called for us for ushers, models, and the lady was like, she wanted light skin girls. So we all went. So eventually we all lined up and she did not I didn't qualify for that auditioning. And for the rest of for the rest of that period of my life, that single thing demoralized me.
Wow.
I began to ask myself, what happened? Was I too slim? Because then I used to be very, very skinny. Not even now that I've added on weight, you know. Wasn't my color beautiful? Wasn't it bright? I started asking myself a lot of questions and I felt
Mm,
so bad. And I was like, oh God, what happened? What happened to me? So at the end of the day, I discovered that it's not even all of those things that I thoughts. So a lot of time
mm,
we end up trying to make ourselves feel less, like the last time we talked about self-confidence. These things are things that every woman needs to start learning. You need to start owning up your voice. You need to
true.
start speaking out. You need to just step out. No matter how small the just get started. And immediately you start doing these things, you begin to overcome,
True.
all of this self-sabotage. You begin to overcome
Limiting
this inner
beliefs.
guilt in you
Yeah.
that makes you feel. Yes, the truth is that when I graduated from Uniben, I graduated with a 12th class. I've not been able to get over that. I'm telling
Mm.
you, so
Mm.
it had a hold on me. Even in the group we have in our alma mater group,
Yeah.
sometimes I still have that feeling like we that graduated. So there was this class of like, okay, you guys are the top class people. And but
Yeah.
today, my dear, do you know that they call me? Whatever I drop on my platform, they're always poking their eyes and they want to see, because I
You can
refuse to keep
imagine.
myself in that position. And I have
Beautiful.
even gone ahead of third class already. I've gone ahead of even
Mm.
BSc,
You
and
are
I'm
not
even
defined by
doing
those
more.
things.
I am
Mm.
not
Mm.
defined by those things. I did not
Mm.
allow them to limit me. There was a point
Mm.
of my life that it limited me. I was like, oh my God, I get to the third class. What am I going to do in my life? Where am I going to employ? Where am I going to go for a job? But
Mm.
today I'm so happy that I took the bold step and I came out.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm not going to be limited with a third
Yes.
class. I'm not going to be
Yes.
limited with the fact that my
Yes.
friends came out with a 2-1 or a 2-2 or whatever it was.
Yes.
So, me, women, a lot of these programs have to be, popularized so that women can begin to have this self-confidence of themselves. Now, no matter
Mm.
the level you are now, you can be more. Yesterday, I attended an event virtually, the She Can event. In fact, that event, I have not recovered from
Wow.
the speakers of that event yesterday. These were women. And they were emphasizing, like, do you know how we started as women that you see today? The women you see that we are called CEO of this oil and gas, CEO of
Mm.
this, CEO of that. We are
Mm.
intentional. We were
Mm.
deliberate. Most of them graduated with the so-called third class, but they did not allow
Wow.
it to define them.
Mm.
So
Talking
I want to
about turning
encourage
adversity
every
to your advantage.
yeah, to your advantage. So I want to encourage every woman. We need to, get over it. Even when you get married, sometimes for the married ones, there are times whereby you want to feel down. There are times whereby you want to like, oh my God, maybe you have a husband that is not supporting your vision, your dreams, and all of that. You just need to try to find a balance for all of those
Mm.
things. So in
Wow,
a
wow,
nutshell,
Coach
we have to keep
Blessing.
encouraging
That's
ourselves.
amazing.
We have to keep encouraging ourselves, seriously. Thank you. Thank you so
Wow.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
very
Hello, everyone.
amazing. Really, that's example of third class. I can imagine how many people have actually defined themselves because of that particular thing. Just that
Mm.
thing we think is very simple. No, it's not. It has actually demoralized a lot of people,
True.
especially even by their own parents themselves. By
Mm.
their home parents.
A lot of them
Do
are
you understand?
traumatized.
Yes, they are
Mm.
traumatized. They believe that they can't be nothing in life again. And their own parents actually would have actually told them those particular words. Because
Mm.
the generation of our parents, they believe that, okay, is when you work, that is when you can make anything out of your life. Do you understand? They don't believe
Yes.
that, okay, there is one job you can do online, there's one business that you can
Or
do
that
and
you can
succeed.
create
Do you get what I'm
opportunities
saying?
for others. Yeah.
Yeah. So they believe that if you don't, once you are not working, your life has finished. Do you understand? And
Yeah.
it is very, very important and very crucial. I wish I could print out that thing, what you said, in a placard and be carrying it all around, because I'm serious, because it has really, really affected millions of people. A lot of people have
Mm.
defined themselves because they don't have the qualification, as in the paper qualification, whereas they
Yeah.
actually have the qualification, but they just don't have
Yes.
the paper qualification of it. Do you
True.
understand? And they will
True.
put themselves behind and put themselves, as in I themselves, and be, no, you shouldn't do that. I don't know, whoever it is that is going to watch this recording, don't ever define yourself with those things. I was still listening to Miles Muro this morning, and Miles Muro was like, everybody is a leader, but you only need to shine your leadership in your area of your giftings,
Wow.
not in your area of the job you are doing or what you studied in school. No, it is in your area of giftings. I even put it on my status. Do you understand? It is very powerful. The truth is that you have what it takes inside you. You only need to look within yourself. Look within yourself. God has put that thing inside you for it to bring out and be able to make something great out of you. All the people that you admire today, go and look at them, list them out,
Stories.
and be looking at them one by one. They are all shining in their gifts, not in their place of qualification.
Their
No,
qualification, yeah.
they're actually shining in their gifts. Go and check online. I can start mentioning them. Is he a Aproko doctor? He's a doctor, but he's not shining because he's a doctor. No.
Hello?
Do you understand?
We lost the audio for a second, Coach Dami.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I
Yeah.
guess it's my network. He's not
Okay.
shining.
Hello?
He's not shining because of anything else, but because because of his gifts. He actually brought out his gifts and he was able to match it with his qualification. Do you understand? There are lots of people who as in a lot of people online nowadays that nobody even asks them what is your qualification. As in, have you ever crossed your mind to ask any one of them like, I don't even know what this person's qualification is? No, as long as they are shining in their gifts, you
They are
just
bringing
love
results.
them. You love them for that gifting and the results they are bringing. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's very, very crucial. So a lot of people shouldn't sabotage themselves when it comes to that regard. You go on, you put your head up. It doesn't define you in any way at all. Whether you were sacked from work, it doesn't define you. It is their loss. By the time you develop yourself, put more value in yourself, and you go out there, they will be the ones to regret that they sacked you at work. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it should not define you in any way. You need to put yourself up, put your head up, and make the most out of yourself. Thank you so much,
I
Coach
would like to
Blessing,
give
for that. And thank
I
you,
would like
Coach
to give an
Ada.
example.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you.
Thank you. I just thought of something that we need to also talk about because we're talking about women. Another thing that can also be an issue to women that could cause them to self-sabotage is the physique, the look. So going back to what Coach Blessing said, those days in the evening when we used to go for ushering and all that. So when they would do auditions, they would ask for slim, light-skinned models or ushers. I wasn't slim. I was not light-skinned. And I would go for auditions, and most times that's what they pick them. They always pick them. I had one advantage, it was my height. So somehow, you're not really supposed to be here. It may pick you and will make you a bouncer. However, I kept thinking about that, and what that led me to do was to start up my own ushering agency. I said, okay, fine. Since I do not qualify as an usher, let me go and bring the ones that qualify and make them my ushers. And that was how I started this business. And I've been in this business for over a decade now. So some other person could say, oh, they say I'm black. They said I'm fat. They said I'm short and I'm ugly. I do not qualify. How do you turn that adversity into an advantage? That thing they say you do not qualify
Really,
for.
I love that example with all my heart.
So one thing
Yeah.
that a lot of women are, quite conscious of is their look, is their physical appearance, and you give so much thought to it and you feel, oh, I do not measure up. They will not give me this because no, in that, there's another lady too. I will not mention her name. You may know her. When we talk about spring goddesses, she may not pass for a spring goddess. So I think a lot of producers were not really featuring her in their movies. Guess what? She became a producer and she's one of the top producers in Nollywood, and the woman is cashing out. She took that adversity and she turned it into her advantage. That's what a lot of us need to do. Look outside of that situation. Look outside. How do you turn it around? Because you have the power to. You don't leave your destiny in the hands of human beings. You don't leave it to what people have said about you. Okay, fine, this is it. I may not be as attractive as those other people, but how can I use what I have I may not be as attractive, but I am talented. But I have business acumen. But I have this, I have that. How do I use what I have to get what I want? So we need to also put that, into and to take note of that as
Hello,
well.
everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'd like to just chip in a few comments on today's topic. And first of all, I want to say thank you to the organizer of this platform. My name is Bethel Ekioya. I think this topic resonates deeply with a topic that was shared in this platform some weeks back on self-confidence. I didn't attend the webinar live, but I listened to the recordings on YouTube, and I was going to, ask before the discussion got deeper that what's the difference between self-confidence and self-sabotage. But listening deeply to this conversation, self-confidence and self-sabotage is I would say they go together. It's just like self-confidence is what you have on the inside or what you don't have on the inside. Why self-sabotage is the one you use your hand to cause. Like, okay, you may not have all the qualifications, like Madama gave an instance of how she would want to apply for a job and be looking for what she does not have. Now, you applying for the job, maybe you don't qualify, right? But that self-confidence that you have would make you to want to apply.
Mm.
But the one that doesn't have the self-confidence will not want to apply because I don't think I would be picked, I would be chosen for the job. But the one that doesn't have, that has self-sabotage is the one that has seen the possibilities of even getting the job, but is still looking for an excuse or something to hold on to say, I won't be able to do this job. I can't qualify. So I would say that self-sabotage is even worse and contagious than self-esteem.
Lack of
Lack of
self-confidence.
self-esteem is deeper. Because that one is like you're using your hand to cause this one. But lack of self-esteem could be maybe as a result of upbringing, what you've been told over the years. You've been told you cannot do it, you are not qualified, you are not, this is not your level, this is not your class, you cannot be here. A lot of cultural factors, upbringing, mindsets. Mindset is, the worst part of it, could also make someone to be less confident, have less of self-confidence. But self-sabotage from this conversation is even worse because it's like you're using your own hands to disadvantage yourself from becoming or from achieving or from getting what you would naturally, get. Effort pays. No matter how little the effort you push in, you may not yield the results today, but trust me, it's just like sowing a seed. Over time, you keep watering it, you begin to see the result. The truth is that a lot of successes that we hear today, that we see today, they did not start, by just becoming successful all at once. They started from somewhere. Most times, those first attempts they tell you, they can be very discouraging. The first attempts can be very discouraging. They say, Coach, I follow on LinkedIn. She shared her story of how she started. That the first coaching program she had, she felt like she had it all. She organized, a coaching program. She advertised it online, and she was expecting, it was free. She was expecting a large turnout of people. But guess what? It was just her, the table, and the chairs.
Wow.
That was her first coaching. She said she felt so bad. She felt like, with all I have to offer, with all I want to, dish out, nobody turned up, nobody came. She felt discouraged. But today, if you want to take her coaching program, be ready to pay millions. She didn't give up on herself. she kept pushing. I mean, I knew her way back. I knew how she started. But if I look at her today, I wanted to take some of her coaching program. But when I saw the money that was involved, I just laid back. But when I see her today, her worth and her value today is worth more than when I knew her, or started following her. A lot of women are saddled with this disadvantage, mindsets, cultural belief, limitations, all sorts. Programs like this shouldn't be. I mean, I felt when I logged in and I was listening, I felt like a lot of people should come and hear this thing. Just five of us here. I mean, the five of us here, we are even coaches. We are people that we need it once in a while to also encourage ourselves. But we have a lot of other ladies who needs us the most to come and hear this thing. And I had to start sharing the link. So on the link I shared, I think I have like 2 people joined in. Yes, from my the people I shared the link to. 2 of them are already logged in here. We need to make noise with this kind of information. They are not paid. People don't take free things. People take free things for granted these days. They feel like, oh, because it's maybe webinar is online, I don't have the time, I cannot listen. We should try to encourage women to attend and listen to programs like this, events like this. They are what makes us. And it's one of the things that motivated me to, come up or start up my program, the Prolific Woman Conference or Tribe. Because growing up, I didn't have this opportunity to listen to people. I was hungry for knowledge. I was hungry to learn. I needed people that would mentor me. I just wanted to be in the midst of people that I could learn from. Growing up as the only daughter, my mom always, I was restricted. I didn't have the freedom to go out, to mingle, to make friends. I was just, I was always indoors. That's the kind of upbringing I have. So somehow I didn't know how to really make friends or mingle or become very social outside. So I was hungry for knowledge. It kind of affected my my relationship, interpersonal skills. But I told myself that this is not going to limit me. Just like we are saying here, self-sabotage is not going to limit me. So whatever opportunity I have, now I've risen to that point where I can, from my experiences or the things I lack, I can also share and let other people benefit and hear, because I believe that there are a lot of thousands of other women and girls who also be in the same position, who feel like they are disadvantaged. They don't have anybody to talk to them. They don't know where to get information. They don't know who to educate them. They don't know people that would, encourage them. So programs like this, we should just post it in the WhatsApp group and it ends there. If possible, sponsor it. Let's get a lot of people to participate and hear. Trust me, as you're imparting lives with this thing, God is also imparting your own life. When you have children, that someday they will also need information, or they will need access to things that would be of benefit to them. But I see these things as, we're not being paid for all these things that we do. We do them free. Last year, I had a Prolific Woman Conference. I had over almost 200 people in attendance. It was completely free, and I spent millions to organize that program. And my husband was like, what is the essence of, why are you doing this? I mean, I don't understand. I said, because God gave me, it was a burden in my heart last year to do it. And when I did it, I felt fulfilled. And I know the doors that just organizing that program has also opened up for me. Sometimes we may not know what we are doing, the impact it is making, but trust me, it goes a long way. The organizer of this program, you may see, okay, it's just 8 people that attend. Why 8 people? No, it may be 8 people, but trust me, if we continue, you continue to do this, you may be shocked and amazed how far, this would go. So sometimes it is not just about us, it's about the value and the people that we are impacting. So these webinars like this, we should publicize it as much as we can, so that a lot of ladies, girls would, participate and learn from it and become better at what they do in their endeavors and even the society. Because trust me, where a woman is, anything a woman handles must multiply compared to
Multiplies, yeah.
when men are involved in it. Find out, because God has given us that ability to multiply. You say if you give a woman a lemon, she'll turn into a lemonade. If you give her a home, house, she turns into a home. Because that is what God has given us. So just this seed of information, of knowledge deposited in the heart of one woman out there, you can imagine what it will turn to, and how she can also take it, multiply it.
Replicate it.
Thank you. Replicate it to other women that will also hear from her knowledge. So I want to encourage us, and I also want to say thank you to the organizer of this program. We will not give up, we will not stop talking until actually hit that goal and target I want to see achieve in the lives of other women. Thank you so
Wow.
much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, good Coach Bethel. God bless you. That was such an encouragement, and thank you for everything that you just said. It's so phenomenal, for sharing your experience and everything. God bless you. Thank you so much. All of your words have really been an encouragement to me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That really means a lot, and we'll definitely do better. We'll try to publicize it as much as we can. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much. All right, Coach Adama, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
All right. So
Hello.
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So did you say something? Because I didn't hear you.
I said, are you done?
Oh, yes, I'm done. Of course, after the
Oh,
questions, we have the conclusion and, you know. So
yes.
we should, I think the whole point of this is be self-aware, exercise self-love and self-confidence. And remember that you are worthy of achieving your dreams. Thank you for having me. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you so much, Coach Adama. That was really a very, very impactful session. I've learned a lot, really. I've learned a lot, and I'm very, very blessed from this session. Thank you, Coach Blessing, for sharing your story. Thank you, Coach Bethel. Tutor Eunice, do you have anything to say? Tutor Eunice, are you there? Hello, are you there? Okay, I guess she's not actively there. All right. So thank you all for this session, and I guess this is going to be the end of the session. I'm just going to take a short prayer to end the session. I think we forgot to actually pray to start the session. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Coach Blessing. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate everyone that is here today. From my heart, I really say God bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your time is gold, and for you coming to share your time with, to come and be of impact and also being impacted here, it really, really means a lot. Thank you so much, and God bless each and every one. Thank you, Coach Bethel. God bless you too. Thank you all so much. Let's just say a short prayer. Lord and our God, we thank you for this amazing session. We pray that every person that shall come in contact with this particular, with this source, with this information, with this webinar, with the recordings, Lord, we pray that they will be impacted in no small way in the name of Jesus, and all of our efforts, none will be in vain, and they will be able to make the right decisions. And all of us that have been here, being impacted today, we pray that you help us to make better decisions, take the right steps, and at the end, you alone, Father, shall receive all the glory. Thank you, Jesus. For in Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen. Thank you so much. God
Thank
bless you.
you.
Have a wonderful day.
You
Bye,
bless you
too.
too. Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.
Love you
Love you
all. Love you
too.
too. Bye.